Hello everyone, good afternoon. Nice to meet you all. Very happy to meet you guys today. My name is Yliveane, and today I am going to tell you a story of my mental health, my journey with dance. But first of all, to make the situation more fun and interesting, let's play a little game, shall we? So the name of the game is Never Have I Ever. I'm pretty sure it's really famous. It's something you play occasionally. So let's go. If the answer is I ever or yes, just raise your hand up so I can see you. Let's start. So first question. Never have I ever struggled in studying. Anyone, raise your hand up. It's not always it doesn't mean that you always have to be in school. Maybe if you're already graduating or you ever got work, this is something that you've been through. Yes? Yeah, I see all of you. This is some issues, some problems that are very, very common and something that teenagers go along daily. Next question. Never have I ever cried before of an exam. Anyone? Yeah, you've been there? Me too, me too. Lately I've been through this before. So I've just got my math test. I studied all night long for it. I studied 5 hours on it. And guess what? The next day, nothing popped out in the exam. Literally nothing. So I wasted 5 hours studying math, and none of them came out on the exam. I'm really mad, and I cried at that time. But looking back, I think it's something so stupid. Why would I cry for a test? That's just dumb. But anyway, let's move on to the next question. Never have I ever felt tired in studying. Bored, tired, I don't want to study anymore, that sort of energy. Yeah, I saw you. That's good. Because this is also something that is very normal, but a lot of people don't want to admit that they're tired. But in fact, they are tired. So this is something that is really normal, and I'm here for all of you. Next question. Never have I ever felt pressured and stressed out during my studies. Anyone? Yeah? Yeah, there too? Yep, definitely. This is also something we go through daily as students. And imagine studying 7 hours every day. This is what we go through. And last but not least, never have I ever lost motivation in my studies. Anyone? Of course. This is also something that is very common. Literally everything I'm talking about today is the thing that we go through daily. And it's something normal because yeah, as a student, this is what we do. We study. That's it. So as we can see, the issue that we have as a student right now in mental health is academic pressure and burnout. So what is academic pressure and burnout? Academic pressure is something or a feeling where we're just so pressured in our studies. Oh, I have to get a 90s on my math test. Oh, I have to get an 85, 100 in my other studies. And the pressure that we have on our shoulders constantly drag us down. That's what we call it as academic pressure. Aside from that, we also have to fulfill our parents, our friends' expectations to us, and that causes academic pressure. So too much of that burden on your shoulder causes something called as burnout. So burnout is when you feel so tired, unmotivated, and just so stressed in studying. And based on myself and my friends, this is the thing that we've been handling so far. Me personally, I've been really busy this week. I have midterm tests, papers to submit, all of that in just a few days. So I have to admit, I'm also breaking down. It's not something that is so easy to admit in front of the public eyes, but as a student, having so many weights on my shoulder, constantly need to fulfill everyone's expectation, is very tiring. So I end up just locking myself in the room and crying for the whole night. And that's not something good. That's not good for your mental health. So let's see. Why is mental health important in the first place? Usually, when you say to your friends, oh, I am so stressed out, your friends might reply with, oh my God, you're so dramatic. It's nothing special. Why are you like that? Or some other people might say, you're overreacting. It's not something important. Just leave it out and it's going to be gone. It's not going to go back. Wrong. Mental health does not work that way because the only medicine to mental health is yourself. It's the way you fix yourself. It's the way you fix their mindset and your mindset. It is important because mental health is basically the core of your body. When that core is broken, the system will also be broken. The way you think, the way you act, the way you behave socially, it's not gonna be right. Okay, taking an example, imagine you're doing a math test. At one time, you're so stressed out, and at the other time, you're just happy and excited. You can imagine which one will have a better effect, right? That's how important it is to take care of our mental health. Aside from that, academic pressure is also a big problem because based on the research done by UGM in 2022, it is said that 1 out of 3 students or person in Indonesia actually have mental health issues. And 1 out of 3 is equals to 15.5 million. That's a lot. That's an issue. Aside from that, based on the research done by TEDxSampoernaUniversity in 2020, only 9% of the cases are handled well. Not even 10%, guys. It's 9%. It's so little that it's concerning. That's why it became my main topic today, because it's something that I experience daily, even as a smarty pan or like other things. But still, it's something that I experience daily, and I'm sick of it. So I'm here today to give you guys the solution to this problem. And mind, all of the solution can be applied to other mental health issues as well, or maybe just any other problem you may be entering or finding in life. So the first step to solve this problem is pause. What is pause? Pause is the moment where you put your things down, you close them up, you relax your body and your mind. Pause can be done in so many ways. For example, by doing your hobbies. By doing your hobby, you can release all the negative thoughts, negative energy that you have been having, throw it off, shove the window, and then you can have fun and relax for a moment. Pause is very important because by pause, you can just be yourself, be a little comfortable, and then deal with the issue a little later. For me personally, pause is dancing. I don't know why, I love dancing so much. Because every time I hear the music in my ear, I feel the rhythm in my body. All the bad things just is gone. They just fly away. It's something insane, actually. And when I dance, nothing will pop out except a smile on my face. And that's why I love dancing so much. It's a good platform to just release your energy with movements. And the fact is, I feel like everyone can dance, right? I mean, you can just boop your head and then move your legs, move your arms. It counts as dancing as long as you're having fun. So that's something that is really important and something that I enjoy so much. So the next step to this problem is reflection. The thing about pause is you cannot stay at the pause for too long because you'll stay in your comfort zones and you'll not end up finishing the solution. You're just pausing. So in this case, you also have to reflect. After you pause, you need to start thinking, what can I improve? What can I do better? What can I fix in order to finish this issue? And that's exactly it. For example, when I'm struggling with my math assignments, I might ask myself, am I not understanding the material well enough? Should I ask my friends for help? Should I ask my teacher for help? All of this is just something that is really important for our next step, which is dealing. So after you come up with a solution, you have to actually do it. You can't just leave it, hang it like that. Because to be honest, I personally think that dealing is the hardest part of this whole solution. Dealing with what you're afraid of, dealing with something that is so unfamiliar to you hurts. And I agree. But the thing about problem is, if you don't deal with them, they're not going to disappear. They're going to stay in your life forever, and that's why you have to deal with everything. My passion is dancing, like I said earlier on. I've been dancing since I was 3 years old, and I'm 15 years old right now, so yeah, I've been dancing for 12 years, and that's a really long time. During these periods, I admit that I have so much fun. I enjoy dancing. But that doesn't mean that everything will go smoothly like I want it to. For example, there was a really big incident I've been facing 3 years ago. At that time, my schedule was jam-packed. I have performances and ballet tests at the same week, which made me so stressed out, and I weren't resting enough, which is, deadly. I came up to class one day, I practiced my dance, and in ballet we have something called allegro. Allegro is jumps. We have petit allegro, small jumps, or grand allegro, big jumps. At that time we were doing big jumps called saison. So saison devant, saison derrière. Saison devant is when you jump something like this, so it's to the front, and derrière is something to the back. And at that time, because my leg is just really weak, I ended up falling when I do the saison derrière, and I cracked my ankle. Yeah, I can tell from the reaction it's something bad. It is something I would never want as a dancer. It's my nightmare, basically. And again, at that time, I was having a mental health crisis. I'm panicking, I'm scared, because I'm scared I can't do dance again. But in the end, I picked myself up. I told myself, if you don't get up, you don't go to the hospital right now, it's gonna get even worse. So get up, think of a solution, and actually get to it. Another problem that I've been occurring during the pandemics is obesity. So during the pandemics, my mother likes to cook. She gives me a lot of delicious food. And because it's the pandemics, I don't really have time to practice, right? Everything is closed down, everything went online. At that time, I think I don't exercise enough and I overeat. And at that time I was 75 kilos, guys. Literally 75 kilos, and it's deadly. It's not because that I'm scared of being obese, okay? It's the fact that if I'm obese and I dance, I can end up cracking my other ankle, which is also a bad idea. That time I was also in a mental health crisis because when I come back to school, I have to face everyone in the dance studio and I have to face myself in the mirror. I watch myself in the mirror and to be honest, I'm sad. I'm not pleased. I feel really bad, like why am I like this? And I have been insecure about my weight for so long. It's been something that I've always kept a secret. I cried a lot. But in the end, again, like if I don't change anything, what is gonna change? Nothing's gonna change, it's gonna stay the same. So after that, I started exercising. I planned a schedule for myself. After school, I will exercise at 5 until 6. I also plan my meals, so I eat something healthier, cut out all the sugars in my life, and voila. Now I'm back to 65 kilos, which is incredible. And I admit, I never felt better in dancing. It's something spectacular, and going back to the big stage with all the amazing audience I can have, with just a good dance is perfect. And that's why and the last step I have is if all of this doesn't work, of course we have the last solution, which is help. If you cannot save yourself, you can ask other people to help you. You can ask a professional like a therapist, a friend, teacher, family member, so on. So you can just save yourself and go back to chasing your dreams. A little closing quote for me is just like a little dancer, we step slower but sure. So meaning that, in life we have all the obstacles we want. But the thing is, there's always a solution for that. It depends whether you want to take the solution, you want to do it or not. Every person have a limited time in this world. So make sure you use it well, you face all your problems, and you chase that dreams. With the step that I gave you earlier on, it will take time, it is slow. But you will arrive in your destination surely and perfectly. Here's a little conclusion state from everything that I've said earlier. Do you mind if all of you actually read this with me? Okay, so the first one, perfect. The second one, third, and the last one? Fantastic, thank you. And that's all from me. Thank you, everyone.